Alright guys, we're back. Last time we had a little bit of a character development between the characters, of course. I mean, it makes sense, kind of redundant right there. Also, a story of the past between Mirari and Fuyu, who, well, had a little bit of a tough growing up, especially Fuyu, getting kicked out and stuff like that. But now it seems that everything is fine. Let's continue with the story. Let's see how things go this time. This is the next morning, by the way. Having napped for a while yesterday evening, I wake up earlier than usual this morning. Long before my largely unnecessary alarm clock can wake me up, I rise from my bed and begin to stretch. Unfortunately, even though I've awoken early, there's no reason for me to be awake at such a time. It isn't yet warm enough to work, and there is no time-sensitive activities in my list of things to do. All I've done is deny myself sleeping. I guess I'll go check on the girls. Maybe they have something they want to do this morning. I walk into the living room, half expecting to see Mirari cooking and Fuyu sitting on the floor behind her impatiently. Surprisingly, however, they're still asleep. Daybreak. Yep, they're asleep. The two wolf girls are yet to be awakened. Looks like I'm the first one up. I guess they're too comfortable to move the way they are now. Watching over the two for a moment, I smile naturally, beginning to creep onto my face. Mirari and Fuyu snuggle together, sharing one another's body warmth, resting on the other's fur, and generally finding pleasure in being with the other. If not for the cuteness of their action, I'd probably be jealous. What am I thinking? This is nothing to be jealous of. In fact, I should be thinking of ways to get rid of them even one day sooner. It's for their sake and mine that we go our separate ways as soon as possible. Everyone knows that humans aren't supposed to get involved with one another. We're too different, and having one try to integrate into their society of the other will result in pain for both sides. Over the years, many cautionary tales have been told regarding humans and half-humans getting along. Humans feeding starving half-humans only to them become their dessert. Half-humans seeking refuge in humans' homes, then ultimately slaughtering the families within and stealing their shelter. There have even been causes of mass killing on both sides, starting with nothing more than a subtle difference in their ways of life. In hindsight, I've been taken on a pretty substantial risk by taking a half-wolf, a member of one of the most aggressive and bestial races, into my home. That being said, looking at those two right now, it's pretty hard to imagine either one of them turning on me. Hell, Mirari acts more human than most of the people I've ever known, and she certainly knows her way around the kitchen better than I do. Speaking of which, prying myself away from the adorable sight, I walk into the storeroom in search of something easy to cook for breakfast. When I start to prod around in the storeroom, however, I quickly realize something important. Oh man, where did all of the food go? I thought I had enough to last until summer. I know that those two eat a lot more than I do, but we shouldn't have gone through that much food already. Perplexed, I scratch my head. It's possible that Mirari may have moved the rest of the supplies when she was cleaning up, but without knowing where she moved them to, that thought does me little good. I guess I'll go make a trip into town after all. I was hoping to put this off until summer, but in a way, this might be for the best. A more up-to-date map would be helpful after all, and I do need to gather information about the recent changes to the terrain. Off to town I go then. Gotta start up the truck, man. Without dallying any further, I grab my keys and head to the side of the house. I then jump into my truck, turn the key, and start to rev the engine. Come on, you stupid thing. It hasn't been that long since I last drove you. I continued to rev the engine in an attempt to warm up the truck up. Unfortunately, my efforts seemed to result in nothing but an increased level of noise. Come on, you good for nothing. Ah! Huh? What happened? Wine? Oh, they're barking? Stay away from the princess, you. The hell? I turned to look towards the house, only to find that I had woken my guests. Rather than address me personally, however, these two girls seem to be fixated on my truck. Fuyu, look, it has stolen. Ah, it does too. Give him back, beast. I'll cut you open with my claws if I have to. Be careful, Fuyu. We don't know what it's capable of. Don't worry, princess, I've got this. Fuyu slowly approaches. Her hair is standing on an end, her claws are ready by her side, and her teeth are bare. I'll help you too. We're coming for you, Toma. Right behind her, Minari steps forward warily. Armed with a frying pan from the kitchen, Minari looks like a frightened housewife rather than a wolf. Nonetheless, she comes forth bravely ready to fight my track for the sake of freeing the person trapped within. Girls, please, stop that. I'm sorry I scared you, but I'm fine, really. And Fuyu, you've seen my truck before, remember? I can still hear the human speak from within its belly. Toma must still be okay. Yeah, but not for long. We need to get him out of there before the beast finishes digesting him. How can we do that? Do you know how to fight this thing? No, but I've wagered that it's no different than any other beast. Tear its throat out with your teeth and it'll die. It couldn't possibly. Don't worry, princess, I'll do it. No, you don't do it either. Just go back into the cabin, okay? This hunk of junk is nothing for you to get worked up about. Will you? Don't listen to it, princess. The beast is mimicking Toma's voice so that we'll let our guard down. As soon as we turn our backs, oh pounds. Screech. For the love of. Before Fuyu can scratch the paint on my truck, I turn the engine off and hop out. Look, I keep telling you I'm... Whoa ho ho. Toma! Oh, thank goodness you're alright. I was so scared. I heard a ferocious rumbling the moment I woke up and I came out to see what it was. The beast had already eaten you whole. I thought you were too late, and that you... I exhaled deeply and placed my hand on Minari's head. There, it's alright. This thing is nothing to be worried about. But Toma... Is it truly dead? Minari's face buried in my chest. I watch my amazement as Fuyu continues to casually poke my truck with her claws. For you don't need to do that. It's a machine, just like the cattle or the television. It isn't going to hurt you. Like I believe that. This creature has already devoured you whole once. If it isn't dead, then what is to stop it from doing it again? I scratched my head with confusion as I tried to think of a way of explaining to Fuyu how vehicles work. I gave her reaction to the noise and commotion it has generated so far. However, that may be easier said than done. Forget it. You know what? I tamed it. I tamed the beast. It's under my control now. It won't harm anyone ever again. Oh, I see. Amazing. I suspected of Toma. They won't accept that it's a machine, but they bought the explanation straight away, huh? Good grief. Ready for far more exhausted than I should be. Given the time of the day, I sigh once more and walk the girls back inside. Well, that was interesting. I should have just walked. Alright girls, I'm back. I have enough canned food to last for 3 winters, even taking into account Fuyu's appetite. I also bought a new map and some rechargeable batteries for the radio. Who wants to help me unload the truck? Preferably without attacking it. Girls? I entered the cabin surprised to find it both quiet and empty. As I walked through the cabin, I soon hear the sound of someone talking though I can't yet make out what they're saying. Girls, that's why I'm telling you, we need to go now. What do you think is going to happen if we keep wasting our time here? Do you think your mother is going to live forever and she'll keep on doing your duty for you? I know, it isn't fair on my mother. I know I should return, if only for her sake, but... But what? You rather hang out here playing housewife to some human? What's wrong with that? I like it here, okay? I enjoy human culture far more than our town. There's no hunting or sacrificing the weak, no fighting over food or warmth, or constant power struggles. So, shouldn't I stay here? What does our pack have to offer that's so special? It isn't about the pack, what the pack can offer, it's about what you can offer to the pack. Our king expects you to lead them just as your father did before you and your mother is doing right now. Are you going to let them all down because of your own selfishness? Why shouldn't I? I'm sick and tired of being everyone's princess and being held on some kind of pedestal because of who my father was. I don't want to be a leader just because everyone keeps saying I'll be the next pack leader. That doesn't make it true. All I want is to live out my days in peace, like a human. Oh, wow. The sound of a shatter dies down in an instant. All that can be heard, though, the cabin is the echo of Fuyu's palm striking Mirai's cheek. Unsure of whether I should step in or not, I remain frozen on the spot, watching silently to see who will make the first move. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for letting you all down like this, but my mind is made up. I will not return to the pack. Fine, have it your way, princess. We'll better off without a selfish human sympathizer like you leading us anyway. Fuyu pushes past Mirari and heads for the door. Without saying another word, Mirari rubs her cheek, quietly fighting back tears as she tries to remain strong. What to do? Oh, that's a tough decision right there. Comfort Mirari or follow Fuyu? Well, if I don't follow Fuyu, Fuyu's gonna leave. But if I don't comfort Mirari, well, I don't know. Mirari might actually also decide to leave. Flip a coin. Is there one like not do nothing? Let things go as they're supposed to go. I'm gonna follow Fuyu. Yeah, I think that so she doesn't go away. Yeah, I think that makes more sense. Before she can disappear from my sight, I quickly follow after Fuyu. Departing from the same door through which I've just entered, Fuyu runs down into the snow, seemingly without any purpose or direction. She simply runs straight ahead, intent of creating as much distance between herself and Mirari as she can. Slow down, would you? I'm not as athletic as you are. Toma, what are you? Oh, I get it. The princess couldn't bring herself to face me, so she sent you to her bidding. Is that it? Fuyu, initially surprised to see me, quickly adopts an expression of annoyance. A bit of solitude has failed, and rather than be greeted by the face of her best friend, the one who chases after her is her least favorite human. Nobody sent me anywhere. I just saw you running away from the cabin in tears, so I thought I'd better check up on you. Oh, she was crying as well. I wasn't in tears. And in that case, then maybe I should have comforted Mirari. Yeah, I like Mirari more than Fuyu, in my opinion. Whatever. I mean, both are great. Both are great. And if I was, they were righteous tears of anger. Righteous anger, huh? What happened? Did Mirari refuse to give you your second breakfast? I played dumb and intentionally provoked Fuyu, thinking that this way shall be more likely to slip up and accidentally tell me the truth. Unfortunately, it's none of your business. Get lost, human. My plan fails almost immediately. Come on, Fuyu, don't be like that. Besides, even if you don't tell me, you know that Mirari will. Wouldn't you rather have me hear your side of the story? Huh, why should I care about what you hear? It's not like you'd take my side anyways. You don't know that? Try me, I might surprise you. Fuyu turns away but doesn't actually refuse. After thinking it over my words for a moment, she lets out a sigh and turns to face me once more. fine, I'm enlightening you. This may be difficult for a human to understand, but within the pack, everyone has their own role and responsibilities. For some of us, that's gathering food, for others, building shelter. In Mirari's case, it's her duty to lead us. She must protect us from harm, make difficult decisions about our future, and ensure that everyone does their part to help out. Most importantly, it's up to our leader to solve any disputes which arise. They must put an end to any bickering and quell unrest within the pack before it becomes a problem. Are you with me so far, Toma? Yes, I understand what you're saying. Make decisions, keep everyone in their place, stop any infighting, typical leadership. Good, I'm glad this isn't too difficult for you. Now, given us a responsibility as a leader, what do you think would happen if our leader suddenly abandoned us? A new leader would be chosen. A new leader would take the position by force. Democracy has never worked for my kind. At the end of the day, whoever is strongest will attempt to seize control, with or without the support of the pack. In the best case scenario, they take over without a fight, and everybody accepts their new leader right away. If they don't, or if more than one person puts their hand down, then there's a power struggle. Wannabe leaders kill one another, or if they don't want to fight, they take their own followers and form their own pack. Either way, the pack loses its power, it's reduced in size, possibly fragmented, and everyone needs to cover multiple roles to fill the gaps. But don't you think that's the end of the matter, Toma? What I've just described is simply the beginning. I unconsciously gulp as I try to take in everything that Fuyu has just told me. Honestly, I'm surprised. Mirari's desertion is beginning to sound far more serious than I thought. I can now see why Fuyu is so serious about bringing Mirari back home with her. Well, that's quite a lot of process. I never thought Mirari's disappearance would have such a profound impact. Well, now you understand. Can I count on you to give Mirari a push in the right direction when the time comes? I won't do that. Change the subject. Well, both seem to be both of those answers seem to be negating. Like, either I say I won't do that, or change the subject, which ultimately pretty much says that I'm not gonna be doing it. I don't think I can. Yeah, I think it's up to her. She has to make the decision. But of course, I guess that has to be explained to her, or maybe she already knows what comes up. I'm pretty sure she already knows what's up, but she doesn't want to do it anymore. I'm pretty sure someone. Why can't she be a leader like Fuyu? She seems to be strong, in my opinion. Well, anyways, I'm gonna say I won't do that. Sorry Fuyu, but even knowing of your situation, I'm not going to do that. Mirari's decision is hers alone. I won't influence it any more than I already have. If she'd rather live in solitude than return to her pack, then I won't try to tell her not to. Do you really think Mirari would be okay like this? Huh? What do you mean like that? You know, out here all alone living like you do. The princess may say what she wants to separate from the pack, but do you think she's really capable of it? Ah, so you're talking about Mirari's well-being now, rather than that of the pack. No, I can say that I think Mirari would be suited to live, to the life of a loner. It takes a great deal of strength, both physical and mental, to live on your own, far removed from society. I may not know Mirari as well as you do, but personally, I don't think she's coped. Indeed, I believe we're in agreement. The princess' strength lies in how she interacts with others. On her own, she is quite hopeless. I kinda figured that was the case. Living in solitude isn't for everyone. I agree, the princess ought to live her life in safety and comfort, surrounded by others. No, not just the princess, I believe that applies to all people. Everyone, that's a bit of a stretch. I'm actually pretty happy to be out here by myself, you know. Are you really? Fuyu narrows her gaze as she scrutinizes my face. You say that you're happy out here, but wouldn't you rather be with your friends and family? Wouldn't you prefer to make a difference in their lives, in the lives of others, and to share in their Experiences? Well, maybe sometimes. But aren't I already doing what you just suggested? Huh? I smile surfaces. On my face as I take the opportunity to share my perspective with Fuyu. You just implied that I should be living with my family because that way I would make a difference in their lives of people other than myself. But isn't that exactly what I've been doing out here? I don't mean to brag, but a few days ago I saved a life, Mirari's life. If I hadn't been living out here, far away from civilization, that girl would have perished in the snow. Fuyu goes quiet. Even if she doesn't agree with my lifestyle, there's no way she could complain about me saving her friend's life. Anyway, even if I never met Mirari, I don't think there's any shame in choosing to live for and by yourself. I came out here because I wanted to get away from everyone, and that's exactly what I've done. So while I personally don't think my lifestyle will work for Mirari, I'm not about to tell her what she can and cannot do with her life. Maybe she'll miss everyone and come back. Maybe she'll enjoy living in solitude. Either way, I think it's Mirari's decision. And whether she decides, you're just going to have to live with it. I think we're going to have to agree to disagree. I can see your point and you've given me a lot to think about, but at this moment I still cannot accept Mirari's selfishness. That's fine. If you'll agree to try and see things her way, then I think that's plenty. And knowing Mirari, it's probably all she's ever hoped for. No more fighting. Once Fuyu has returned to the cabin, it takes no time at all for the two wolf girls to make up. With Mirari taking the lead, both girls are soon in tears, apologizing to one another and wishing to make amends. I watch on in relief, glad to see that the dear friends on good terms once more. Maybe the fight wasn't as bad as it sounded. Either that, or this isn't the first time they've had that particular fight. Probably. Whatever the case, I'm glad those two are getting along again. Toma? I look down as Mirari leaves Fuyu's side and suddenly addresses me. Yes, Mirari? I just wanted to thank you one more time. Thank me for what? I didn't do anything. You two made up all on your own. Mirari shakes her head. Not that, or perhaps I should say not just that. Toma, you've done so much for us, all without asking for a thing in return. That got me thinking, maybe there's something we can do for you after all. Okay then? I thought cooking and cleaning already counted as pretty nice, thank you, but what do you have in mind? Mirari and Fuyu look at one another, they're not in agreement. You'll see soon enough. Oh no, you have a thick coat. We hate to have you freeze to death on the way over. Wait, where are we going? Oh no, I'm gonna get buried now. No, dressed in a thin coat, I follow the girls outside and head down the path they previously attempted to take home. For a moment, we leave the cabin. Mirari is smiling from ear to ear. Even Fuyu can completely contain her excitement. Wherever we're going must be somewhere pretty special. How much further? It isn't far now, Toma. Just hang in there a little while longer. Yeah, don't collapse on us now. What kind of man are you? One who's already spent enough time outside today? Huh. If you have the energy to retort, you should be fine. Don't worry. It really is only a short walk from here. Any second now we'll be able to... There it is! Mirari jumps up and down and spots on the spot while pointing towards the mountain. I strain my eyes to see what she's so excited about, but all I can see is a hole in the side of the mountain. Oh, okay. It's a cave? What is it, a cave? No, not just any cave. Yes, it's what can be found inside of the cave that matters. Inside of the cave, huh? You better not be leading me into a bear's den or something. Of course not. Don't be silly, Toma. Yeah, the bears are all hibernating this time of year anyway. Oh yeah, that's a good point. I should have known that. So even if we wanted to get rid of you, luring you into the Bear's Den would be a poor way to do it. It worries me that you seem to have given this some thought. Perhaps. Whoa, I see one of those things. What are they called? Anyways, despite my apprehension, I followed the wolf girls to the mouth of the cave. After spending a short time walking through the cave, the temperature begins to rise to the point where I feel comfortable taking my coat off. Finally, as we near the cave's innermost point, I understand what the girls wanted to show me. Whoa! Yeah, I guess that's what it is. Yep, that's what it was. It feels so good. Why are they licking each other though? Yeah, this is the cave. We find old things a natural hot spring. Doubting my own eyes, I stand in front of the hot spring, mouth agape, while the girls cast aside their clothing and jump in without hesitation. A hot spring here? How does that work? Is this a dormant volcano or something? Who cares? The water feels great. You can say that again. Come and join us, Toma. No, I think I'll stay right here. Huh? Why? Well, I mean, the water is probably filled with bacteria, not to mention all sorts of sharp rocks on the base of it. I think I'll be safe out here. Oh, come on. Don't be like that. We brought you here to thank you, Toma. We can't do that if you don't get in. Oh, believe me, this is already thanks enough. I avert my gaze as I try to distract myself from the sublime figures of the two naked wolf girls in front of me. Seeing my reaction, Midari pouts and swims closer. Hey, what do you think you're doing? Isn't it obvious? If you won't get in on your own, then I'll just have to pull you in. If you pull me in right now, my clothes are gonna get soaked, and I'll freeze to death on my way home. Then take them off and jump in yourself. Fuyu snickers as Mirari shows a surprisingly forceful side of her personality. It seems that she doesn't like the idea of her kindness being refused. Fine, I'll get in, I'll join you. But are you sure you're okay with this? I'm a guy, you know. So, we're just dating. Stop being such a prude. So I'm the weird one here from having shame, am I? Whatever, don't say I didn't warn you. Warn them. By the girl's persistence, I take off my clothes. That's it, bathe with us. This is... What the... Is that... Oh, wow. Is that a man's? Mirari heavily pulls me in the warm... Mirari heavily pulls me in by the arm. Fuyu, on the other hand, immediately turns red in the face and begins to cover her eyes with her hands. See, that's what I was warning about. If you're that embarrassed, look away. I'm not embarrassed. I guess, I was big with my mother while my father kept watching, so I never, Fuyu's voice becomes more faint as she averts her gaze. I forgot that Toma was a man. Wait, what? Am I really that unmanly? Perhaps. And during a kind of shame and embarrassment, I submerged my lower half in the water. Ah, wow, you girls weren't kidding. Right. I found this place the last time I ran away from the pack. Nice to hear that something good came of your mischief. Something good always comes of my mischief. Wait, what? I think I read that one wrong. Mirari smiles coyly as she brings one hand to her face. Ever since she jumped into the hot spring, Mirari has been acting less reserved than usual. I guess a little bit of mischief is okay now and then, considering how well behaved you usually are. Though, speaking of mischief, I turn around and look at Fuyu. Huh? Rather than join Mirari and I, Fuyu is sitting by herself, as she continues to squirm around, rubbing her thighs together with a red face. It couldn't be. While the hot spring has loosened Mirari up, it seems that Fuyu has become stiff from the moment I joined them. Ever since I stripped in front of her, Fuyu has been keeping to herself. What do we have here? What are you doing hiding away over here? Princess, what are you... Seeing Fuyu sitting over herself, Minari decides it's time to intervene. Haha, you have to clean yourself properly, Fuyu. I know you usually just lick yourself clean, but I would be ashamed to let this opportunity go to waste. Princess won't. Your princess grown again, haven't they, Fuyu? And your skin is so smooth, I'm surprised it's still so gorgeous considering how rarely you bathe. Princess, please stop. What have gotten into you? This is water messing with your brain, perhaps. Don't be like that. I'm not the only one acting different, right? No, I can wash myself, please, princess. Just... I'm not even feeling continue to play in the water while I desperately try to hide my reaction. I don't think I'm going to be able to relax much during this bath either. Yeah, perhaps. At least it's warm water. Hopefully you don't get lightheaded or something. Following the uneventful walk back to the cabin, the rest of our day proceeds without incident. Minari, back to her old self, cooks a dinner for the three of us, all while acting like the events in the hospital never happened. Fuyu, on the other hand, has been uncharacteristically quiet and submissive. She's kept to herself and hasn't talked except when spoken to. Forget it. They'll go back to normal tomorrow. They've already gone to bed anyway. Rather than worry about the chaos they were creating earlier, I should simply enjoy the peace. I lay down on my bed and close my eyes. Being with the wolf girls all day has tired me out. Right now, all I want to do is sleep. Whoa! We'll stop right here actually. Yes, it's a good way to stop. Someone's coming in. No. Yeah, I'm gonna stop the video right here. It was nice. First, you know, Minari and Fuyu have a little bit of a fight, and then they apologize to each other, which is good. And then the girls, as a thank you, they take me to a hot spring in the middle of a cave somewhere in the mountains. And well, it's hard not to stare, right? Of course, of course. And now we're back, and someone's creaking into my room for some reason. At least I think it's my room. I mean, it could be, you know, some other door, and you know, because it's night, everything gets louder. Anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you made it this far into the video, leave a like. Also, leave a comment if you like to. And I'll see you guys on the next one.